Really, up until this point, people have thought it was their right to have sex whenever they wanted to.
What if I want to have sex before I get married?
Well, I guess you just have to be prepared to die.
Wow. Okay. Obviously, times have changed. Evolving from the storks, sex ed has made some major developments. The only problem we face now is the emphasis on its importance. Currently, comprehensive sex education has been proven beneficial to society by reducing the rates of sexual activity, sexual risk behaviors, STIs, and teen pregnancy. But even with all these benefits, some Americans seem hesitant to enforce any form of sex education nationwide. This is mostly due to the involvement of religion on state policy enforcing their ideals on what should be taught. But this needs to change. Some states have already taken the measures to enforce these policies, but this is just not good enough. This problem affects the country, but what would a mandatory sex education class be structured like to positively affect those in the class? For starters, this class needs to go farther than just the basic birds and the bees. It should include talks about sexual orientation, gender identity, and emotional involvement within a relationship. With the ever-evolving world, it is necessary to teach students about the world they are growing up in. They need to understand the spectrums of love so they don't become misguided, like many are, by false arguments and news that negatively affects them and the country as a whole. The best form that can fulfill these needs is comprehensive sex education, the one previously brought up. Comprehensive sex ed aims to accept all people as sexual beings and is concerned with more than just the prevention of disease and pregnancy. It tackles subjects such as gender, relationships, sexual health, the human body, safety, behavior, and much more. This class format picks up where other sex ed classes, like abstinence, drop off. There's more information on the topic of comprehensive sex ed down below in the description, which I recommend you read. The only problem we face now is getting this message out about sex ed. This is where you play a part. You have a voice, either through verbal, social media, to your friends, or through your vote. This change must be made by you, starting today. I think Dr. Chasen Drimali says it the best in his TED Talk about why we shouldn't shy away from sex ed.
We are at the crossroads. For years, we have shied away from sexuality education. We have refused to accept the arguments and used false arguments, such as sexuality education corrupts our young people or it's against our culture. On the other hand, we can take the challenge to confront this issue and to own this issue and to change the situation. Each one of us can make a small difference in our homes, in our schools, in our workplaces, in our communities. We don't need to wait for the government, but through our actions, we can bring the government on board. And we can work with the government. Through these actions, we can create a better world for the children and adolescents of today and tomorrow. But for that to happen, we have to start in small steps, and we have to start now. Thank you.
For more information on this topic, read the resources used down below.